Hey guys, welcome to my top 10 upcoming JRPGs that I'm most excited for. There's a lot of really interesting ones coming up soon, but I picked the 10 I'm more interested in, so let's begin. Number 10, Fire Emblem Engage. Because I love Fire Emblem, this upcoming game should be on the first places of my top, but to be honest, it just looks once again like something that is not Fire Emblem. Well, I think it's about time I accepted the series went into a different direction in terms of story, characters and art style since Awakening came out. The trailer left a lot to be desired though. It just looks like it's gonna be a fan service game with mobile-like gameplay mechanics. Is this even a mainline Fire Emblem? And if so, why can't you summon characters from previous entries in this series? That's the definition of a crossover, or even a free-to-play gacha game. It doesn't look interesting, but hey, at least it's still a strategy RPG and that's what counts. Anyway, all I did was criticize it, I know, but I felt the same way with the trailers from Three Houses, and when I finally played it, I freaking loved it! So maybe Engage will also surpass my very low expectations when it comes out? I'm looking forward to it. Release date is January 20, 2023. Number 2, Fuga, Melodies of Steel 2. I'm a huge fan of the first game, a little turn-based RPG by CyberConnect 2 released in 2021. Well, believe it or not, it's getting a sequel somewhere around 2023. A direct sequel, which means we'll get to play with the same characters a year after the events of the first one. It seems they'll board another tank to stop the original because it's going out of control. The trailer looks dark, with an emphasis on revenge. Wow, color me very intrigued now. Barely any gameplay has been shown yet, but apparently the same type of combat will be back with new features. Exploration and tank mechanics will also be back, but also improved. Everything looks awesome so far. If you haven't played the first one, do yourself a favor and get it. It's really good. Its sequel will be released on all modern systems, and I hope both games get a physical version one day. Number 8, The Legend of Heroes Trails from Azure. This is a remaster of a game that originally came out for PC many years ago, then on PSP. It got 2 remasters on PS Vita, Steam, and later on PS4 and Switch. The latter versions are the ones we're going to get on March 14, 2023. It is a direct sequel to Trails from Zero, the one we just got a few months ago. By direct sequel, I mean it's pretty much Chapter 2, so there's absolutely no logic in playing this one first. You gotta start with Zero, or even better, with the Trails in the Sky trilogy. Except there's no modern remaster of that one yet. Yeah. Anyway, this is a duology that's been fan-translated for a while, as all previous versions of it stayed in Japan. Those are the ones that I played and loved, so I can't wait to see how this remaster looks like. It will most likely have the same features the remaster of Trails from Zero had: fast-forward option, upscaled graphics, option to skip random battles, etc. I loved what they did on Zero, so I'm also looking forward to this one. Number 7, Suikoden 1 and 2 Remasters. There is no exact release date yet for these two. Someday in 2023, Konami said. I get the feeling they'll be released around the same time as Ayou and Chronicle to compete with it. I've been complaining about the company not caring for this series for many years, so I was glad to see that they finally listened to reason. Again, I get the feeling it's because they saw how successful the Kickstarter for Ayou and Chronicle was. I just hope they remaster the other 3 main titles in the series too, especially Suikoden 5, as it's nowhere to be found except physical for the PS2, hence its rarity. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD will be available on PS4, Switch, Xbox One and Steam. Besides getting some sweet and nice looking graphical updates, the remasters will also add autosave features, fast forward options and brand new sound effects. To be honest, the originals aged quite decently, especially Suikoden 2, but having them visually updated for modern TVs is a very welcome addition. Apparently, they will be digital only, but I do hope they get a physical too. Number 6. Octopath Traveler 2. This upcoming RPG will be released on February 24, 2023. Companies Square Enix and Acquire are back to deliver a saga-inspired game with its highly influential HD 2D style. Not a direct sequel to its predecessor though, this one will be a brand new adventure with 8 different characters. Actually, the setting has nothing to do with it, and it appears to be more modern this time. The exact same gameplay mechanics will be back, though refined and probably with some new additions. You'll be able to choose your protagonist and recruit the others along the way to complete their chapters. I'm a fan of the original, so I can't wait for this entry in this newly established JRPG franchise. I wonder if it's gonna be just as hard and grindy. The game will be available for PS4, PS5, Switch and Windows. Yeah, PlayStation, man! It's weird though that there's no announcement yet for an Xbox release since the original was ported there digitally. Maybe in the future. Number 5. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. This action RPG was supposed to be released in 2022, but it got delayed until 2023. No exact date has been announced yet as of the making of this video. I just hope they don't delay it again because it was rumored around 2016! We got no info until 2 years later, only to have us waiting again for 4 long years. Let me tell you the story of this franchise. First, there was a mobile RPG exclusive to Japan. Then we got a fighting game called Versus, which actually included its own little RPG mode. Then we got an anime series, and finally this trailer you're seeing right now. It got me pretty excited last year when I first saw it, so I'm still disappointed that they had to delay it. What's weird is that it takes place in the same universe as the original game and the anime series, but in another part, even though most characters will be back. So does that mean this will be some kind of direct sequel or prequel? I guess we'll have to wait till it comes out. It looks beautiful, amazing, and I honestly can't wait to play it. Developed by Side Games and Platinum Games, this action RPG will be released on PS4, PS5 and Windows. That's right, no Xbox or Switch release yet. Number 4. Fate Extra Record. This is a remake of one of my favorite PSP JRPGs of all time. I've been strongly recommending it for the past several years, so you probably are acquainted with it. A turn-based RPG with a highly unique battle system, revolving around guessing your opponent's action to counter it in a rock-paper-scissors system. It's part of the Fate universe, but with its own story and some characters from the franchise. In fact, the goal here is to select one of 3 different heroes to train them in a bizarre tournament for the Holy Grail, taking place in a high school. Man, this trailer just looks absolutely beautiful. But just like with Grand Blue Fantasy, it was announced years ago and we never heard anything again until a few months ago. First trailer was in 2020, and then the project went completely silent until recently. There is no release date specified yet, but if they teased it again this year, I'm really hoping we'll get it next one. Hoping also it won't be delayed like Grand Blue Fantasy. As you can see, the combat interface looks kinda different from the original game, so I don't know yet if the system will change or if the menus were only altered. It looks turn-based still, so we won't have to worry about it being action. Whatever the case, it looks awesome. Number 3. The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie. It's been 2 full years since this game was released in Japan, but NIS America just has way too many games to handle. I don't even know why they signed up for this one. But thankfully they did. Unfortunately, we'll get it until July 7, 2023, almost 3 years after its Japanese release. Well, at least we're getting it right. That's what matters. Another thing I'm very disappointed in is the fact that only Lloyd Rin, and some new character will be the protagonist. No Estelle Bright from Trails in the Sky trilogy. That seems unfair for us Estelle fans. The story takes place 5 months after the events of Cold Steel 4. A new conflict has arisen and our characters will have to take care of it separately. That's right, apparently players will be switching between one protagonist and the others in their different parts of the continent. Before you ask, I think you already know the answer. Yes, it's necessary to play the entire Trails saga to fully understand and enjoy this one. If you haven't already and are looking forward to this game, good luck, you've got a lot of homework to do. It will be on PS4, PS5, Switch and Windows. Number 2. Ys 10 Nordics. I don't think we'll get this 10th main entry in the Ys franchise next year. Japan probably will, just not the rest of the world. We've already established why Ys America takes forever to localize games, so nothing makes me think Ys 10 will be any different. No trailers yet, so no gameplay footage, just these pictures that Falcom has showed to get people excited, people like me. For a while there were rumors it will be in the Souls style, but I highly doubt it. Ys has always been known for its chaotic and fast-paced battle mechanics. It just wouldn't be Ys anymore if it was slow and technical. But the director Toshihiro Kondo did say it will be different. My speculation is that it'll merely be an open-world RPG. Whatever the case, I really do hope it sticks to its quick combat roots and delivers yet another fantastic adventure like the majority of its predecessors. I suppose it'll be available for all modern systems, maybe except Xbox consoles, but yeah, this will probably be a 2024 release for the rest of the world. Number 1. Ayou Chronicle. So this is the Suikoden spiritual successor developed by some of the original staff that worked for the series' first games. Its Kickstarter was launched in 2020 and it got its goal reached in only 3 hours! Scheduled and promised to be released 3 years later, but we still got no exact date, only that it'll be somewhere around 2023. They released a little spin-off which was a 2D action RPG for all modern systems earlier in 2022. Obviously this game will be available everywhere as well, maybe not the Switch though, but if Nintendo doesn't announce a new console next year, then it'll probably be available for the Switch as well. However, 100 Heroes won't be an action RPG, this will be just like in most Suikoden games, a turn-based RPG with 6 active party members. Possibly with 3 different battle mechanics, although the game will have 2 different protagonists, once again with the ability to recruit over 100 characters. Building up a fortress town, yeah, a whole town, will also be part of the gameplay. There will be both a digital and a physical version across all systems. Suikoden is my favorite video game series of all time, so you've no idea how much I'm anticipating this game. I hope it turns out just as good or even better than the others. Other games I'm looking forward to are the Front Mission remakes, Fairy Fencer 2, which apparently will be a strategy RPG this time, and the Persona 3 and 4 remasters. There are more, but I think that's enough for honorable mentions. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time!